a dog and drive to Colorado. I lived in Utah, but no, I didn't do it because that was way too risky. I should have just done all those things. My taste in music. Like, I like headbanging, 80s rock, all the way to German industrial. Give me Rammstein, Rob Zombie, and everybody always freaks out about that. I don't know why. I should have known better. Stoic, kind to a fault, and intelligent. What's for me is for me, and what's for her is for her.
Kody and Meri were married when Robyn was a child. I was rewatching the latest episode and found it odd that Meri mentioned Robyn was only 10 or 12 when she and Kody got married. After checking, Robyn was actually 10 at the time. It's quite strange to consider that your fourth wife was just 10 years old when you married your first one. This makes Robyn's claim that we should have all been together from day one seem even more unrealistic. I couldn't stop laughing when she said that. Meri's frustration is quite evident. This is a rebuttal against Kody's frequent comments about having married the wrong person, implying that Robyn should have been his first wife. It addresses how Robyn, being just a child when Kody married Meri, undermines Kody's argument. Essentially, Meri is calling out the nonsense in Kody's claims by highlighting Robyn's age at the time. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Reality Nexus X. It's me, Elena here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. However, Robyn claims she understands the rules of divorce and emphasizes never speaking poorly about the other parent in front of the kids. But where was this rule during her purity speech when she criticized her ex so harshly in front of her children? If that's not speaking ill of their father, I don't know what is. It's incredibly frustrating. It seems she's been redirecting Kody's anger towards the other wives, and now that they're gone, she's distracting him with her own emotional issues, like using keys to distract a baby crying about something. As Kody starts to shift blame onto her, she distracts him with her own drama, which takes the focus off her behavior and onto whatever emotion she's currently highlighting. She avoids self-reflection and remains unaccountable, trying to control the narrative and paint herself as a victim. It's baffling how she manages to always position herself as right while deflecting blame. I can't believe I ever thought she was nice in season 1. She claimed she'd never speak negatively about the other mothers to their kids, yet she seems to have no issue doing so about their father. Kody should take note of that. However, Kody's tantrum over Christine, including Janelle in the divorce, is reminiscent of his reaction when Janelle brought her small Christmas tree to the heirloom she was sharing with Christine. Now he's jealous of Janelle and Christine helping Isabel move. It's all getting to be too much. He always seemed to want to be a sister wife rather than a husband. Living together while sharing a husband is different from their current situation. It's clear he's not seeing things clearly. I love many of my friends deeply. I'd help them move, go on vacations with them, but living together would be a different story. We enjoy our privacy and the freedom to be ourselves in our own homes. Maybe Janelle did have to tread carefully around Janelle in the past, but people grow and relationships evolve. Not everyone remains stuck in a childish mindset like Kody. Kody is trying hard to make them look bad, as if he didn't care about them because they didn't get along or weren't as obsessed with Robyn as he was. It's all just deflection. It's ironic that he calls Janelle the Teflon Queen for supposedly lying, when he's the real Teflon Queen because he constantly deflects. Kody seems too self-centered to grasp the changes in Janelle's and Christine's relationship once they became mothers. He might be right that there was jealousy among the sister wives, but as mothers, they likely formed a bond. Never underestimate the respect a mother develops for another woman who treats her children with love and respect. For Janelle, knowing her kids were well cared for by Christine must have been a huge relief. This mutual respect and friendship continued even after their marriages ended, which isn't surprising at all. Moreover, in the first episode of the new season, when Kody and Robyn discussed potentially selling the property, Robyn looked really disappointed. It's curious why she reacted that way. Does she hope Janelle stays married to Kody for financial reasons, or is it because she wants him to spend time elsewhere? I think Robyn wanted the big family picture, but only on her terms. She envisioned a happy, united family, but didn't want any kids with their own opinions, or who might defy her or Kody. Remember how she reacted when Maddie joked about not signing the family statement? Robyn seemed especially upset by Janelle's kids being individuals. She likely didn't want those individual thoughts influencing her own children. It seems like she's a control freak. At the property, Robyn appeared disappointed. You'd think she'd be happy to plan their lives independently now, but she didn't look pleased. It's possible she's just performing for the cameras. In reality, she might be okay with selling the property. The podcast Kody appeared on mentioned a handler, which suggests they have a strategy for dealing with public criticism. They might be presenting themselves as broken and sympathetic to divert attention from the real issues. Robyn's status as Kody's favorite wife seems dependent on having other wives around for comparison. However, she might also want to offload him when she's had enough, as living with Kody full-time seems overwhelming. Robyn often lies about her true desires. She didn't want a rental, but aimed to use all the money on a big home. She doesn't want Meri and Janelle on Coyote Pass. She wants it subdivided for her own kids. She claimed legal marriage wasn't important, but went ahead and got it, along with the horse rings, art, and potentially a multi-million-dollar equestrian home. It's frustrating to see the same issues being hashed out repeatedly, and Robyn can't let go of the sister-wife dynamic she was never fully part of. Everyone seems to be playing games, and it's exhausting. Kody's refusal to connect with his kids is especially aggravating. He comes across as selfish and immature. Additionally, I know this might not be popular, but I just can't deal with Meri's anger. He made me believe, he promised, fill in the blank. Yes, he definitely missiled you for years, but you allowed yourself to be missiled. She didn't really have a relationship with Robyn or her kids, more like a distant aunt who showed up once or twice a year. Her bond with the other kids wasn't strong either, so let's stop with the "I stayed for the family" excuse. That's how she justified being treated poorly for years. She stayed because she was willing to do anything to try to win Kody back. No, it wasn't acceptable for Kody to treat her the way he did, not at all. But in reality, she could have moved on years ago, and then reached out to build relationships with the kids who wanted one. The truth is, she wasn't the one who ended things, Kody did. If Kody had said, "No, I want you to stay, we'll work on things," she would still be there. He would have continued dragging her along for another 10 years. She didn't take a decisive stand and say, "No more." Of course, she would have stayed. She was conditioned from childhood to accept worse and be grateful for it. Even at his lowest, Kody was still considered a good husband/good man in their world. Seeing the men who thrive in polygamy and the men she could have ended up with likely allowed her to ignore many red flags. Confronting that reality would mean acknowledging that every choice she's made since puberty and every choice her parents made was done in bad faith and in service of a lie. I'd be furious too when that realization starts to hit. Let's not forget Robyn. Robyn constantly lied to Meri, claiming that Kody said he still loved her and wanted to work on their relationship. Meri is definitely at fault for staying as long as she did, but she is also a victim of Robyn's manipulation. Ultimately, there are many reasons why Meri chose to stay: manipulation, the hope of winning Kody back, being around the kids, the sunk cost fallacy, her upbringing, religion, and not having anything better to move to, among others. Meri's anger is justified. She was in denial for years, and now she's finally seeing things as they truly were. I'd be angry too. Let's place the blame squarely where it belongs, on Kody. It's important to consider her upbringing and their religion. Her own husband married her sister-in-law. If you're in a culture that condones that, of course, you're going to accept being mistreated for years. I'm proud of her for finally saying enough is enough, even though she was taught never to reach that point. It's hard for me to imagine staying in such a situation for so long, but I was raised very differently from Meri. Moreover, how long does Kody think it will take to sell the house? He probably told Robyn, or gave a whiteboard presentation, about how quickly they would make a fortune, thinking it's priced to sell fast because he's a celebrity. I'll quietly enjoy watching if that unattractive house sits on the market, gathering dust and going through numerous price reductions. Or if it falls out of contract after an inspection reveals a ton of problems with the plumbing, septic system, and other expensive issues. If a savvy realtor provided an honest valuation, it should sell relatively easily. But Kody believes his home is worth millions and should be priced accordingly. It will likely sit unsold. The real question is how many serious showings and offers it will attract. He won't lower the price. However, the house is outdated and needs some renovations, and prospective buyers will take that into account. There's also some work needed on the balcony, which will be another consideration. Kody sees himself as a major star and assumes people will buy simply because he owned it. I wonder if the new owner will demolish and build a house with a better floor plan and a more modern appearance. It's such an unattractive house. Plus, I'm not a fan of homes with bedrooms on different floors. It's going to be a tough sell at that price. If I recall correctly, when they moved there, the challenge was that very few homes were available in their desired size in the area. So one would think it would sell quickly, but this home comes with a lot of baggage. They also understood that the best time to sell a house is before school starts, and Flagstaff schools reopened on August 7th. They didn't list it at the optimal time. It seems they don't make the best decisions, as listing it at the end of August likely means a slowdown in potential buyers. However, Robyn is very similar to Alice. She sees herself as the go-to advisor on all matters related to men. Christine and Kody's marriage has been unstable since the start of the show. From the beginning, Kody often avoided Christine, and their relationship never improved. Janelle had an edge with Kody because of her sons. He was eager to be around them. While they were living in rentals, people tend to forget that Meri asked Kody to skip her night, but Kody refused to spend another night at her house. His ego never recovered from that. Robyn always had a lot to say about everything, despite lacking knowledge about the family's history before she joined. She came across as a clueless, entitled know-it-all. She truly believes she's an expert on polygamy, despite having no personal experience with it. Her first marriage was monogamous. She falsely claims they never took on another wife, which is because they never intended to. She also lies about growing up in a polygamist family. From what's known, her mother was a side piece in another state. Her mother and stepfather mirrored R and K's actions by pushing the first wife away. Robyn is just like her mother. Additionally, I figured out the issue with Robyn and Kody. Remember the movie Election and Tracy flick, the overachieving high school student? There's a part where she says, "I join any club as long as I can lead it." That's exactly the problem with Kody and Robyn. Robyn wanted the big family, but only on her terms. She wants the kids to have relationships only if they fit her vision, and she didn't want to join the original Brown family as it was. Instead, she wanted to reshape it according to her own dreams and preferences. Kody is similar. He struggles with why everyone is doing their own thing and not including him, like moving Isabel back from North Carolina or renting an Airbnb for Christmas. He wants everyone to be at his place, but only if he can control what everyone says and does. His biggest issue with Christine and Janelle being friends is that he can't control or disrupt their relationship. Throughout his marriage, he's believed everything was for him, and because of him. I wish I understood what's really going on with them. Is Kody so pro-Robyn that he believes everyone is against her? Does he see Robyn as the perfect wife and mother who is never treated with enough respect? I'm curious about what Robyn has done behind the scenes to provoke such animosity. Did she manipulate Kody into his current behavior? Did they justly end up where they are now? Is she a completely different person when the cameras aren't rolling? I'd also like to know about those group Christmas text messages from last season, where Robyn suddenly shut everything down and accused everyone of ganging up on her. There's an old saying, treat people the way you want to be treated, and you only get the respect you deserve. Robyn put notes on her fridge telling people not to eat her food, never truly welcomed the kids into her home, didn't host gatherings, and didn't embrace the original Brown family's way of sharing responsibilities. She didn't contribute financially to the larger family and kept herself and her kids separate from the start. Essentially, she's reaping what she's sown. And Kody has clearly chosen to support her over the rest of the family, now feeling slighted because they moved on without them. Moreover, Janelle leaving because of her kids' opinions. Do you think Janelle left because her kids told her she deserved more? I could have imagined her staying indefinitely and enduring less if her grown kids thought that was acceptable. As my kids have become adults, their opinions matter more to me. They likely had a different perspective, and Janelle might have been more focused on maintaining their approval than on satisfying herself or Kody. Just some thoughts. No, I don't think her kids' opinions were the main reason she left. I would be repulsed by my husband if he treated my children the way Kody treated Janelle's kids. Janelle might have been okay with getting little from Kody, but she couldn't tolerate how he dismissed her children. If anything, her kids' support likely made her decision easier or removed lingering doubts, but she's a determined person. When she makes a decision, it's entirely her own. I believe Janelle was willing to accept second-class treatment from Kody because she believed he was a good father to her kids. However, his public mistreatment of her children was likely the tipping point for ending their relationship. For example, Kody neglected Savannah during Christmas while buying motorbikes for Robyn's kids. I can only imagine how angry Janelle must have felt. Janelle had always made excuses for her and Kody's marriage. Despite his poor performance as a husband, she stuck around because she believed he was a good father. But now that her children were criticizing him, she had no reason to stay. No, I think Janelle left because Kody treated her children and her poorly and tried to force her to abandon them. What kind of parent would try to make the other parent turn their back on their mutual children? Janelle left because of Kody's treatment of Savannah, Gabe, and Garrison. She didn't like the conflicts between Kody and the boys, with whom she sided. However, she noted that Savannah wasn't combative with Kody, so shunning her over Christmas was too much. The birthday outing seemed to be her way of confirming that it was over and having one last good day with him. Janelle seemed content with a part-time husband, but Kody wanted a more traditional marriage with her. However, Robyn is far from shy. Janelle was the one who seemed a bit shy at first. Robyn always wanted to join in on family dances at Kody's older children's graduation parties. She frequently gave interviews and presented herself as a plural marriage expert, even though she had just married Kody. Robyn was even filmed kissing Kody multiple times before they were officially married. Why is this being portrayed differently? I think she claims to be shy as a way to avoid situations and obligations that don't benefit her. In reality, Robyn appears to be cold, calculating, and manipulative. She comes across as creepy, childish, and deeply selfish, seeing herself as the queen and everyone else as mere pawns in her games. She seems to enjoy the drama and manipulation on television to boost her own fame, though she might not fully grasp that she's viewed as the villain in this narrative. Robyn has claimed to be shy since the family's issues started escalating, and the public has placed significant blame on her. As public sentiment has turned against her, she now uses her shyness as an excuse to avoid being on camera and filming as much. Initially, she was eager to be on TV and even mentioned in their book that she wanted to appear on Oprah. Her current shyness and reluctance to be on TV seemed to be a reaction to the growing animosity towards her. Additionally, I had to pause when Kody started his bitter laugh about Janelle and Christine moving to Isabel. I'm so angry. He has no right to talk about anything related to Isabel after how he treated her during her surgery. He needs to stop speaking about her altogether. He hasn't been there for his daughter in the past, so why does he think he deserves to be involved now? Ugh. And then he has the nerve to ask, "What did I do? Seriously? Your 2 ex-wives, your pregnant daughter, and your grandchildren are all about to help your other daughter move across the country. And you're sitting around being jealous that one ex is friends with the other instead of being a responsible dad. You should be showing up with a moving van to help with all your daughter's belongings and ensuring everyone gets to their new place safely. No wonder he's always being left out of things." Moreover, I totally understand why Maddie decided to cut ties with Kody. If I remember correctly, she mentioned in a recent podcast that she only wants people in her kids' lives who can provide stability. That seems to be a major factor in her decision to distance herself. That said, I'm really curious about what specifically led Maddie to break things off with her dad. Was there a particular incident, or did she just reach her breaking point after everything that happened during the coronavirus situation? I'd love to know more. Her child had a limb amputated, and Grandpa didn't even bother to show support. I'd never be able to forget that. This, along with not being there for Isabel, shows that Robyn never really cared about Kody's biological children except for her own. From the beginning, she's claimed to want the big family and all that, but her actions contradict that. If she genuinely meant what she said, she'd have insisted that they, or at least Kody, be there for these significant events. And we all know that if Robyn wants something, it usually happens. Kody should have wanted to be there regardless, but Robyn should have insisted once she found out he wasn't going to be. If my husband had kids from a previous relationship and abandoned them like Kody did in their time of need, it would be a major turnoff for me, and I'm not sure I could stay married to him. The fact that Robyn didn't insist Kody be present for Maddie's surgery is telling. She didn't want him spending time with Christine and her kids. That time could have been beneficial for Christine and her girls if he had shown up and been present throughout. I think Maddie mentioned before that she didn't want anyone in her kids' lives who didn't make an effort to be involved. So essentially, she stopped reaching out to maintain those relationships, and Kody didn't try to bridge that gap. It's probably a mix of many issues. Not being there for Evie's or Isabel's surgeries. The physical distance highlighting his lack of effort in the relationship. His treatment of Janelle and Christine. His unwillingness to reach out to his children, putting all the emotional labor of maintaining the relationship on Maddie. The major issue for me would be his treatment of her siblings, especially the younger ones. If Savannah were my little sister, I'd be furious at Kody for not calling or seeing her for nearly 2 months around Christmas and her birthday. The same goes for Gabe's birthday call. And these are just the incidents we know about. There are probably other similar issues with all the kids, and Maddie strikes me as the type who wouldn't stand for that. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.